Hi, this is your Sir J. Sa pag-usapan naman natin ngayon, rights of medication. Dati meron tayong 6 rights of medication, na-update siya, naging 10 rights of medication, and now meron na tayong 14 rights of medication. Okay, so pag-usapan natin yung iba't ibang rights of medication. Start with right patient. So as nurses, we need to identify our patients. So ano yan, i-identify mo lang kung siya ba talaga yung pasyente mo using the two identifiers. Ano yun? As the patient name and check the ID band or the wristband. Asking the patient name and let the patient state their name. Okay? Let the patient state their name. And then habang tinatanong mo naman na si patient, edi check mo na yung wristband niya para hindi na masyadong matagal. If the patient is with cognitive disorder or a child, verify the patient name with a family member or significant others. Even if you know already the patient, verify patient name every time you need to give a medication. Kahit kilala mo na yung pasyente, tanungin mo pa rin yung pangalan nila, and it is a form of ano na rin yan, pag-confirm dun sa drug na ibibigay mo kay patient. Next, we have the right drug. So, anong right drug natin? Check mo if yun ba yung gamot na ibibigay mo kay patient. The nurse must accurately determine the right drug prior to administration. So, yung right drug na yan, manggagaling yan sa order ni doktor. So, ano ngayon? Pwedeng telephone order, verbal order, or yung mismong doctor's order na nakasulat sa mismong chart. Pero pag-usapan natin telephone and verbal order. Must be handwritten by the nurse and directly enter to the computer, and you should read back. Kapag nag-order si doc via telephone order or verbal order, you should read back to confirm na rin kung yun ba talaga yung order niyang drug. And then you must sign that. Isa-sign mo yan as a nurse, and then within 24 hours dapat maipasign mo yan kay doc. Student nurses are not allowed to take telephone order or the verbal orders. Kahit nga mag-carry out lang ng doctor's order, hindi rin pwede. So, what more sa pag-take ng telephone order or the verbal orders? In giving medication, always use your critical nursing skills, and the drug must be read 3 times. Must be read 3 times. So, kailan yan? When you pick up the medication and remove it in the cabinet. So, meron tayong tinatawag na medication tray, naka-designate yan per patients. So, bago mo tanggalin yung gamot dun sa tray, basahin mo na yung label ng gamot. And the next one, as you prepare the drug to administer. Siyempre, hindi lang iisa ang i-prepare mo ang drug, marami kang i-prepare na drug. So, basahin mo yung per label. And hanggat maaari, isulat mo yan kung gagamit ka ng syringe. Isulat mo din sa syringe or sa technique na rin ng nurse para matandaan niya kung ano yung drugs na ibibigay niya. When you administer the drug, syempre, napaka-importante nito. You should verify the drugs and syempre, you should verify your patient din. Bago mo ibigay yung drugs, basahin mo muna, then saka mo ibigay. Next naman na pag-usapan natin, we have the right prescription. So, paano tong right prescription? Ito yung mga order ni doctors. It's either telephone order man yan or the verbal order or yung mismo nakasulat sa chart. Right to have eligible orders, correct drug dispensing. Meron tayong tinatawag na components of drug orders. So, paano yung mga yan? Patient name and birthday. Date of the order is written and signature of the providers. Nurse's signature who took the telephone order or the verbal order. Sinabi ko kanina, pag nag-take ka ng TO or VO, you should write that and have a sign. And ipapasign mo yan kay doc within 24 hours. Next one, meron tayong drug name and the strength and drug frequency and dose. Yeah, so strength and dose, halos pares lang naman sila. Route of administration, duration of administration, and any special instructions for withholding or adjusting the dosage. So, kompleto yan dapat. Kompleto dapat yan, order ni doktor. And pag kulang ang isa dyan, such as route, hindi mo naman pwedeng ibigay ang gamot kung walang route na order. Paano kung IV pala yun tapos binigay mo siya sa mouth? So, ano lang mangyayari sa patient natin? Meron tayong tinatawag na verification of a questionable order, and it must be done in a timely manner. Habang nandyan si doktor, i-verify mo na yung mga ka-verify na order niya. Like, enteric coated, tapos ibibigay mo siya sa NGT. Ayan, verify mo kay doc, i-question mo kay doctor yan. Hindi mo naman pwedeng ibigay ang enteric coated or isabay enteric coated sa may NGT. So next naman, we have the right route. This is necessary for adequate or appropriate absorptions. So it's either oral, it's either IV or parenteral or enteral, kung anong klaseng or saan idadaan ang gamot natin. Kasi sa intervention natin, you should assess the patient ability to swallow before administering the oral medications. So, hindi mo pwedeng ibigay ang oral sa mga comatose, sa mga nagbabamit, and walang gag reflex. Do not crush or mix medications. Ito yung like enteric-coated. Hindi mo pwedeng i-break or i-crush. Swallow the medication with water and not juice. Yan ha? Not juice. Huwag mo sabayan ng juice. Huwag mo sabayan ng coke. At higit sa lahat, huwag mo rin sasabayan ng gin. Okay, meron certain medication or meron certain na gamot na tinitake nila with rich in vitamin C, drinks na rich in vitamin C. So yun, considered pa yun yung vitamin C kasi nga mas faster ang absorption. Use aseptic technique or sterile technique sa mga parenteral drugs such as intravenous routes. Yan, kailangan sterile technique yan. Administer drugs at appropriate size for the route. Stay with the patient until the oral drugs have been swallowed. Meron kasi mga pasyente na hindi nila or pinepeke nila yung pagti-take ng oral drugs na hindi nila talaga nilulunok. Kunyari tini-take nila pero nasa bunganga lang pala nila. So hangga't maaari dapat malunok nila yan, bantayan natin sila. And kung kailangan na i-check natin yung mouth nila, i-check natin para ma-make sure natin na na-take nila yung drugs. Next naman, we have the right education. So, ano lang yung right education natin? I-make sure natin na ina-instruct natin ng mabuti ang pasyente natin. Na-instruct natin in terms of, why are they taking it? Bakit kaya nila tinitake yung drugs? And, syempre, i-educate din natin sila the expected result and the possible side effect. So, sabihan lang natin si client or si patient kung ano yung mga possible side effect and ano yung expected result. Meron din tayong tinatawag na dietary restriction or requirements. Meron yung mga food na hindi pwedeng kainin ni patients habang nagtitake siya or habang nagme-medication therapy siya sa certain na drug. Next one, we have the right principle of care. So, paano naman? Ano naman sinasabi nitong principle of care natin? Decision making regarding care and treatments to be a shared responsibility. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang si healthcare provider ang may responsibility, kundi pati dapat si patient ang may responsibility. Kaya siya tinawag na shared responsibility. Care and treatment decisions should not be made by the healthcare provider alone. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang si healthcare provider ang nagdesisyon. Dapat pati si patient is nagdesisyon din siya. So, kaya siya sinabing shared responsibility. Next naman, we have the right approach. So, paano yan? Always introduce yourself to the patient first and explain the procedure. So, hindi lang aalamin mo yung pangalan niya, you should introduce yourself din. Okay? Magpakilala ka kay patients bago mo ibigay para hindi naman masyadong kinakabahan ng pasyente natin. And kapag may nangyaring masama or may nangyaring something kay patient, alam natin kung sino ang tatanungin natin. Alam natin kung sino ang ita-track natin na nag-assess or nagbigay sa kanya ng gamot. Right approach natin, you should introduce, magpakilala ka kasi nga, paano na lang, kunyari sa isang ward or sa duty natin, nag-ask ka kay patient or magbibigay ka sana ng gamot and then biglang sabi ni pasyente, "Ma'am, sir, meron na pong nagbigay sa akin ng gamot kanina, yung nurse na nakaputi." Sabi niya, "O, lahat kayo nakaputi." So, paano yan? Paano natin makikilala kung sino yung nagbigay ng gamot, 'di ba? And meron pa pagdating sa night shift, kwento lang 'to, meron sa night shift na ganyan, tinanong si patient, "Sino po ang nag-vital sign sa inyo?" And ang sagot ni patient, "Ma'am, sir, ang nag-BS po sa'kin kanina is yung nurse na nakaputi, lahat sila is naka-scrub suit ng kulay blue." O then, sino din ang nag-BS sa kanya? Next naman, we have the right to refuse. So, paano yan? Merong karapatan si patient na mag-refuse, but as a nurse, we should determine what is the reason for the refusal. And then, you should explain the patient risk or the patient the risk to involve with the refusal, and lagi-lagi nating re-reinforce ang important benefits ng drugs or yung pagte-take niya ng medication. And then i-determine din natin bakit kaya siya nag-refuse, baka mamaya mababaw lang yung rason niya kaya siya nagre-refuse, or meron sa isang room may kasama siya na same ang gamot nila, and then biglang biglang na-deaths yung isang kasama niya because nagte-take din siya ng same na gamot, pero hindi pala yun yung reason ng pagka-deaths nung kasama niya, and then tinake niya yun na yun na tinake niya yun na yun ang naging reason kaya nagre-refuse siya. So i-explain natin mabuti, i-determine natin. And then importante nga diyan, i-reinforce natin yung important benefits for taking the medications. When the medication is refused, the refusal must be documented immediately. Ayan, so nag-refuse si patient, you should document that. Next naman, we have the right evaluation. So paano right evaluation natin? Determine the effectiveness of the drug. Yan, after mo ibigay yung drug, i-evaluate mo ano kayang possible na nangyari kay patient, meron kayang side effect, or meron bang masamang nangyari, meron bang certain effect yung drug sa patient natin. Yan, so we should evaluate. Evaluates the therapeutic effect, yan, and the side effect also. And the last one, we have the right documentations. So paano yan? Requires the nurse to record immediately. Pag nagbigay tayo ng gamot, and then we should record that. So ano yung mga re-record natin? The name of the drug, dose, route, date and time, and the nurse's initial signature. So meron tayong tinatawag na medication administration record, which is dun nire-record lahat ng binibigay na gamot and sinasaynan ni nurse. And then, dapat lagi nating i-document yung mga binibigay nating gamot. Meron nga tayong rule, if it is not documented, considered it is not done. So, kailangan natin i-document para masigurado natin na nagawa. Okay? Next naman, we have the right dose. So, paano yan? Depende yan sa binigay ni doc or yung in-order ni doktor na dose ng drug, such as, yari, nag-order si doc paracetamol 300 mg. So, yung 300 mg doon is yung dose. So, yun dapat ang ibibigay natin. Kung ilang yung dose na in-order, yun lang yung ibibigay natin. So, dapat marunong tayong mag-calculate ng dosage. Kaya dapat i-calculate natin accurately. If in doubt, i-ask natin sa another nurse. If in doubt, calculate it with another nurse. Next, meron tayong right assessment. So, kung meron tayong right evaluation, meron din tayong right assessment. So, before ibigay yung drugs, we should assess. So, ano yung example niyan? We have the baseline data before administration of the drug. So, ano yung mga baseline data natin? Yung pinaka-common na baseline data natin is the vital signs. So, yan ang right assessment natin. Next one, we have the right nurse clinician. Ano lang ang tatandaan natin dito sa right nurse clinician? Kung sino ang nag-prepare ng drugs, siya din ang magbibigay ng drugs. The one who prepares the drug, and yun din dapat ang magbibigay. Kung sino yung nag-prepare, siya lang ang magbibigay. Hindi natin pwedeng ipabigay sa iba. Okay? So kung sino yung nag-prepare, siya din ang magbibigay. And lastly, we have right time. Right time is also called as right frequency. So, paano yan? Kung kailan natin ibibigay ang gamot. Kunyari, nag-order si Doc twice a day or the BID, TID, QID. So, tignan natin, anong oras ba yung mga yon? Kunyari, BID twice a day, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. So, ibigay mo yan 6 a.m., 6 p.m. So, yan ang right time natin. You should give the drug at a specified times. Kung 3 times a day yan, and ang 3 times a day natin, 7, 1 and 7, then you should give the medication at 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. Kung yan ang policy ng isang ospital. So, paano natin matatandaan ang rights of medication? Meron akong prepare dito na mnemonics para mas mabilis nating matandaan. So, paano yan? PD prepared done. Okay, tatandaan lang natin. PD prepared that. PD prepared that. Pinaka-main character natin, we have the PD, yan si patient, at saka si drug or the medications. So, ano yung mga yan? PD, patient, right drug. Sa prepared naman, we have prescription, route, education, principle of care, approach, refuse, evaluation, and documentation. Sa DANT naman tayo, sa DANT, we have dose, assessment, nurse clinician, and type. So, laging tatandaan, PD prepared that. PD prepared that. So, yun lang ang rights of medication natin and I hope sana may natutunan tayo.